are so many gimmicks on the market. Don't fall for them. No. We're gonna save you some money and some headache by telling you what to avoid. Welcome back to Define Motherhood. I'm Ashley. This is my sister Cass. As always, if you have not yet, please hit that subscribe button down below, as well as the notification bell if you want to be notified every time that I post. If you're new here, welcome. Make sure to visit us at definemotherhood.com, our blog, where you can find more content, as well as community, create a login, and connect with other moms there. If you haven't watched our previous videos on must-haves and things to borrow or purchase secondhand, we'll link them down below for you to check out. This video is all about products that we would not recommend and tell you to save your money. We are not licensed or certified, so these are our opinions alone. If you have differing opinions, feel free to sound off in the comments down below to provide other moms some context. So let's get into it. The first thing that I always tell my friends and my sister when she had my nephew is don't buy into the gimmicky sleep stuff, okay? There's, oh my gosh, all sorts of stuff out there. There's things about different types of hammocks or sleep beds, sheets, materials, baby suits, all of it. You don't need any of it. The things that you need for good sleep is a swaddle for your baby, you need a noise machine, and you need help filtering out light to give them good cues. A newborn baby is healthy if they're not sleeping. If they sleep too much, that is more concerning than the other, okay?
And some babies just are terrible nappers.
Yes.
My son was an awful, awful napper. Regardless of what I tried, it didn't matter. Some babies are just like that, unfortunately.
So don't succumb to the Google monster, if you will, okay? Like late at night, or the Amazon like late night drunken buys. Like that sleepless night can be very similar, okay? Yes. Don't stock up on sleep promises because they'll typically always fail you. In our must-haves, we talk about the items to buy for good sleep.
If anybody recommends something that they say absolutely worked for their kid, that is kind of one of these gimmicky things, ask to borrow it. You know, it doesn't hurt to try something, but don't spend the money on it because just like most baby things, it's going to be pricey and it's hit or miss. Something else to not even worry about are wipe warmers. Some babies are just going to hate getting their diapers changed. Some parents think that, oh, that cold wipe on their bottom, you know, is what's making them scream. Most babies, they just hate getting their diapers changed, whether they're 2 months old or 2 years old. They just hate it. If you're that worried about it, those wipes are so thin and so small that just warm it up in your hands for a few seconds and then use it to clean their bottom. That's all you need. So something else too that is pushed a lot, not as much as it used to be, but teething gels and teething tablets. They're just not good for your baby. Some of the ingredients in there actually can mess with their digestive system and cause tummy issues. So just don't bother with it, all right? Tylenol if they're not 6 months old, Motrin if they're over 6 months to help with the teething pain, and then teething soothers are the best thing. Something to chew on.
Yeah, something cold or something with texture that can kind of relieve their gums, or even we've done just cutting up a washcloth and putting it into water, letting it be damp, and putting it in the freezer, and
that works great.
Babies
for a lot of
love
kids.
that. So it doesn't have to be expensive.
And I'm not gonna lie, when I first had my son, I was, you know, of the mindset that I don't want to give him, you know, medication if I absolutely don't need to. I had it in my head that, you know, giving him soothers or distraction would be enough with the to help with the teething pain. Yeah, that ended really quick. He gets Motrin or Tylenol most nights now just to help him because he has been perpetually teething since he was about 4 or 5 months old. So,
and it's different for every baby. We talked about with our must-haves on the teething stuff. My son had all his teeth by 9 months. Hers is 16 months and has like 7 teeth. Yeah. So for each parent, that process can be different and can last for different durations. So give yourself a break and just do what's effective for your child so they're not in pain, and also you're not stressed trying to help relieve them of that pain.
Exactly.
And I would say electronic toys. Don't over purchase electronic toys. They're overrated. So my son, it was the first grandchild, and so he got like, guys, it was ridiculous how many toys he, like even now he has a stupid amount of toys. But he would always get these electronic toys because in the store when we were going through the aisles, he would be so entertained by it, and Grandpa would be like, well, he needs it. He has to have it. And then we'd come home and he'd be around a cardboard box or, we have like these wood toys that have like 3 or 4 pieces that fit together to make a car. And he was just much more entertained repeatedly with those versus the electronic toys. So don't think that because something is like high tech that your child is going to really be into it. Their brains are so in the development stages that they need things that are really sensory overload in terms of their 5 senses, not sensory overload in terms of flashing lights and noises. So things like the sensory toy I just showed you. So don't waste your money on a bunch of the electronic toys. Not to say we don't have them, but you just don't need a lot of them. And then the other thing that you reminded me of when you were talking about the car piece of it is, we weren't actually going to talk about it in this, but there's a noodle attachment for your AC that I had for my first, and it worked okay, but I would say honestly my new favorite thing is this little fan, which has a little clip and can attach. It's rechargeable, and you can take it on the car, on the stroller, whatever, to cool your child, and it has settings on it. It's just way easier to adjust and to make sure that they're getting good airflow especially when they're rear facing, versus that noodle where you have to like zip tie it to a vent, and it's just really cumbersome. So this is a much better option. So I would say don't buy that either.
Yeah. So something else too that is pushed a lot, and every new mom thinks that they need them, are breastfeeding pillows. They absolutely are not good for breastfeeding. Especially, I know one of the big ones is the boppy. It just does not put your baby in the right position. It actually can cause more problems. So if you do need, help with that, getting your baby in the right position, see a lactation consultant. They can totally help you get in the right, get the latch correctly, help figure out the different positionings, and just use regular pillows if you need a little support under your arms.
Yeah, and my thing is, and I always say this, breastfeeding is a partnership between you and baby. So it's not one-sided. You're not just nursing, they're nursing from you. So they have to be able to latch appropriately and be able to suckle correctly and all of those things for that partnership to work. It's not solely on you. And so the better position you can get them in and the more relaxed, the easier it's going to be. So we recommend it for other uses in the must-have video, so watch that, but don't buy it for nursing. They're not good for it. I'll link my lactation consultants video down below about relaxed nursing. It'll change your life. Just watch that. Don't buy the pillow for that reason. Okay, buy it for other stuff.
Correct.
The other thing that I would say don't waste your money on is a high chair, and what I mean by that are the expensive, like plush, like cute print material high chairs. If you've ever tried to feed a child in a high chair, you know it's extremely messy, and cleaning those things with 9 different attachments is so annoying, and it takes up so much time, and after I've already cooked and I'm having to clean dishes, I don't want to clean a stupid high chair. So if you're going to use one, the one that I recommend is the IKEA Antelope. It's like 20 bucks, super cheap. Otherwise, in our must-have video, we talk about a Chico table attachment seat, which I really enjoyed. The other items we would say to skip are...
the WUBBANUBs. WUBBANUBs. They are super cute, and in theory, you would think they'd be great. They're marketed as a way to help your child, if they spit out their passy, be able to grab it and put it back in their mouth. It does the exact opposite though. So with these, and she had them first, I tried them with my son. Did you even try them with?
I don't know. I haven't tried them with Mackenzie. It's not worth it.
All it does is it gives them something to grab onto and then yank it out. And then they don't have the coordination to get it back into their mouth. So the WUBBANUBs, don't even bother.
And it's a nightmare for the car. Don't do it.
No,
it's not worth it.
Don't. Just get a regular pacifier, pop it in their mouth.
On the same topic, the SOPHIE Giraffe is a teething toy. Hit or miss. My son did not understand it, didn't get it, had 0 interest. My nephew,
he was a little hesitant about it until he was probably 9 months old, and then he finally figured out, I can gnaw on this. And it lasted maybe a few months.
Yeah.
And those things are pricey for what they are.
So that SOPHIE Giraffe, I think by itself is still 30 bucks, and in a gift set I think it's like 50.
Something like that.
This guy here is like $20 or $30 for this little plush attached to a pacifier, which also cleaning this, really?
Oh yeah, how are you gonna clean that properly?
So, don't.
No.
The other things I would say to skip out on have to do with nursery, and that's mobiles. In terms of building good sleep foundation, mobiles are very distracting. When your baby wakes up in between sleep cycles, it gives them something to look at to also stimulate them, which can create issue with them trying to fall back asleep, so just don't do it. If you want it because you think it's cute, put it over a changing area or someplace where they're supposed to be awake, so that it gives them something to do instead of cry while you're changing their diaper.
Something else to think about in the nursery is baby-specific decor. Every mom wants that cute nursery, whether it's an entire huge room for your child that you're completely redoing, or if it's just a nook in the corner of your bedroom. But again, baby items can be expensive. So something
As soon as something says baby on it or it goes in the baby department, the price goes up like at least 25%.
It's insane. So something to think about when you are doing your nursery or thinking about buying nursery items is think about how you can use these down the line. Is this something that is going to belong in this room 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road, or heck, even 15, 20 years down the road?
I mean, you should and can have like your little things that are baby because this is a new and fun time for you. Just make sure that you are realistic in what they can use into toddlerhood, or if you're picking a theme for your nursery, one that will transition really well, whether it's floral or Disney princess or fire trucks or what storybooks, whatever, into toddlerhood as they start being more aware of those things. And then the last things that we talked about, and we talked about this a little bit in our must-have videos, we said to must-have is these microfiber cloths, but what I would tell you not to buy are the cutesy BURP cloth towels. These guys typically will come in like a 3-pack at Target or whatnot. They're either cotton or flannel. The Spit Up guys just rolls right off of it. These microfiber cloths are way cheaper. You can cutes them up if you want to attach other fabric to it, or get them in pretty colors. Way better option, way more cost efficient, and you throw them in the wash. You don't have to worry about special care like you do with some of these. So save yourself the money. And then the last thing, and we can both speak to experience on this, is get yourself something long term if you want to do co-sleeping or side sleeping. Don't invest in a bassinet or a mini crib.
Babies grow so fast that they just don't fit in them for very long, especially if
from a weight perspective,
from a
weight
weight
perspective,
perspective,
length perspective,
right? But she has big babies. Yeah, they start off small, but they grow so quickly. And my son is not a teeny tiny thing either, so they just would not have been worth the money, honestly.
And you get so much more use out of like a pack and play, which still gives you that like higher height for a baby to sleep as they're an infant. You'll get so much more use out of that from a length and a height, or a length and a weight perspective, than you will from a bassinet or a mini crib. Mini cribs also are going to be just as expensive as like a full convertible crib.
And to try and get, if you're doing a mini crib, to try and find the sheets and everything else to go with it is actually a lot harder.
Yeah, most
and
retailers
more expensive,
don't have them.
And more expensive than if you just got a regular crib or a pack and play.
Yeah. So those would be our recommendations on what not to buy as new moms or even moms of a second child. Learn from us on things that you should not spend your money on, and also check out the other videos on what is worth spending your money on and what you should borrow, whether it's from a sister or a friend or buy secondhand. You can really do a lot on a small budget when it comes to a new baby and not feel like you're sacrificing. So be smart. Let us know what you would recommend not purchasing down below for other moms. As always, if you are new here, don't forget to check out our blog website at definedmotherhood.com. If you're returning, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, as well as the notification bell if you want to be notified every time that I post. And thanks for watching. Bye.